it's Wesley with Expandacraft, and this is a very, very special day. At least it is for me. I have not been sailing in over a year, and I am here in beautiful Panacea, Florida with one of my rental boats that we put together. I'm going to explain about the boat, even though you've probably followed us and have followed this boat as an electric boat with a bimini top. Today, I took down the small sail, and I now have a more performance-oriented sail. This is test day, so I don't have everything rigged just perfectly. I'll show you a little bit about the rig and what I plan to do. Come this way. Right here, you see a strong point. This strong point is kind of a bowsprit. It is starboard. You can see it comes on both sides. I've got bolts that hold it in. The bolts make sure that this is very stout and it spreads the load, because this is seriously loaded here. You can't just stick a hole in the plastic and hope that that canoe will hold you. So I've got this. It also elongates that even just a little bit. I could put a long spinnaker pole, which I may do, and put a spinnaker on it. It's just a plain jib. This sail rig is off of a snipe. A snipe is a sailing dinghy. Sail, $500 brand new for the whole set. Let's see. One of the things that we're going to be doing in this video is I'm going to go over several of the small things that you really need to pay attention to if you're rigging a canoe, even if you're not planning to sail. But some of this is going to be sailboat specific, but you can use this boat with just an electric motor or a little gas motor. It works just fine. I use a brushless electric 65-pound thrust, and it's plenty for this boat. About 5 miles an hour is all you're going to get out of most trolling motors, while sail a lot faster. Okay, now if you can see, this is a 16-foot boat. It's a 16-foot canoe. I paid $300 for an old canoe. It's plastic, and it has turned into what we call black and tan for obvious reasons. Now this is the Expandacraft Outrigger kit. It's a 16-foot, 9-inch Expandacraft Outrigger kit. And because it's so difficult right now to get aluminum and plastic, I chose to make a wood deck. You notice something neat about this deck is there's no screws showing. It's screwed from underneath, leaving nothing, aesthetically I think it looks nice, but also leaving nothing to collect water, rot, and no little places to develop splinters to get in your feet, which is important on a boat, which you quite often are barefoot. This day is the main test here is, I know the sail rig works. It worked perfectly in a 12-foot canoe, and you could just ghost along in a barely perceptible little bit of wind. But underneath here, and there is a small short video that goes and shows you more about the underwater lateral resistance that I put in. It's basically a fixed keel that goes on both sides, but it only goes down about 4 inches on either side. And I may end up putting a swinging keel on it. What I'm looking to do, and if you look, the mast on this one is on the forward cross tube. So I have to make sure that the center of effort that's in the sail and the center of lateral resistance, which is the shape under the boat, lines up in a manner that allows me to sail at about 45 degrees into the wind. I'm testing to see if that works today with the mast set here. If it does, that's great, because look how much space you get. I can sail this boat with, if I had a little bit shorter seat, I could sail it and have my head clear out of the boom, out of the way of the boom. But then I have this other area, and I'm going to have a guest here today. You can easily put 3 or 4 people on this boat. 3 would be more comfortable. You can also sail from the back seat. If you notice on the very stern of the boat, there is a seat that flips up. I will probably sail it from there as well. Later on, we're going to have some video of that. All right, come on in, let me go over a few things. Now, compare this to one of the sailing kayaks, like the Hobie kayak. Oh, first of all, it's almost $9,000 before you get a trailer. My trailer I put together myself for a few $100s. Here, you're talking about the old canoe was $200 or $300. You could probably get a canoe. The snipe rig is $500. The outrigger kit is a little over $1,500 bucks. And the decking, I think I might have spent $300 or $400 on that. So you're looking at a very, very affordable and very, very capable boat. The other thing is, this can be taken apart and put on a roof rack, like your canoe can put it on the roof rack, and then the other parts can, well, the decking might go on a roof rack, so that you don't have to trailer this boat. You can put it together in half an hour or so and go sailing, have a good time. And if you are like myself, you tow a big camper trailer, you can't very well tow a 16-foot boat behind a 30-foot camper behind your 20-foot truck. Well, actually, some states do allow that, but this will allow you to do just that. And why is it better than a pontoon boat? I don't like hearing people say, why don't you just buy a pontoon boat? Well, you can't sail a pontoon boat, and you can't go into 3 inches worth of water in a pontoon boat. The weights, let me go on the weight of this boat. All up, before you put batteries, motors, and gear and everything, all up, this thing's 225 pounds. I weigh more than this boat. Now, that's not with the sail rig. That's the canoe, the outriggers, and the decking is about 225 pounds. However, it displaces 1,300 pounds, thereabouts, depending on what canoe you choose. And that is based on about a 45% submersion of the Expandacraft hull. So you've got more than twice that amount of flotation in those floats. So you're not going to be sailing this boat into a capsize. Not with this sail rig. Let's see, roof rack, draft, like I said, draft is just inches. We do have a bimini top that goes on this that we use the small sport sail. If you go back, if you subscribe to our channel, you can go back and you can see sometimes we use the small rig. Very easy, just one string to pull, and it comes apart real quick. This is a more complicated rig, but it's a much more sophisticated sailing vessel with this kind of rig on there. I believe that's pretty much it. Center of lateral resistance, decks. We're just going to go sailing now, and we're going to have some video of this boat moving through the water. I'm quite constrained today because this beautiful Ochlockonee Bay is very shallow, even too shallow to sail this, because you got to have the rudder down in some spots. So I'll be constrained a little bit. So I might have to motor sail. Today, I'm all just testing to see how close into the wind it'll go. Expandacraft.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and see more adventures.
So we are testing if it will go upwind.
I do believe I'm going upwind.
Guess the verdict is yes. Really not a windy day today. Let's see if he can tack now. They're really moving. Do you think they've got the motor going now? We'll go ahead and take a pause and meet them down the way and get a report.
All right, we're back from our first test sail, and it was a fantastic day on the water. I learned a few things. I am probably going to have to, well, I'm going to change where the mast is, or I'm going to add more lateral resistance by adding a swinging keel. I hope to do that because I don't want to occupy that space, that nice open area in the front. I'd like to keep the mast where it is. If I have to move the mast back, it might be 2 feet. So we'll have to see. That means that I'm going to have to move where the chain plates go. If you'll notice, this is just tied right now. That's because I don't know. I didn't know where we're going to end up with the sail. I might even take the boom and raise it up a little bit so that I can sit in a beach chair here and sail from this position. But I can also sail from this position, and where the boom comes in front of my face, it doesn't hit me. It goes this far in front of my face. So it's kind of nice to sail from back there. And if you have 1 or 2 people up front or some gear up front, then it doesn't sit too high in the bow. So it actually sails a nice and even keel. We probably got a top speed about 8.5 knots today. Nice fresh breeze out there, plenty of sail to move this boat around. Once I get it just right to where the sail is balanced, then it won't be so heavy on the tiller. It'll have a balanced rig. She'll be a whole lot of fun. Expandacraft.com. Check us out and let us know if we can help you get on the water.